Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So first of all, welcome to 2025. Happy New Year's, and hopefully 2025 will be a much kinder year to all of us. I do appreciate that you guys gave me a lot of love in 2024, and I just can hope that 2025 will be just an even better year overall for everybody. But before we leave 2024 completely, I kind of wanted to revisit some drawings in Procreate so that we can actually pick out some work in progress or sketches or things that I've kind of abandoned, and we can kind of finish them up today. So this is going to be another longer form video. I do appreciate that a lot of you guys enjoy these, and I was mostly planning on doing the longer form videos mostly for like the holiday season, just to keep you guys company, as well as, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I prefer like longer talking formatted videos whenever I'm drawing or if I'm by myself and stuff, and I like having some kind of background noise. So because I still consider the New Year's-ish days or week still kind of like the holiday season, I know a lot of you guys will be still spending time with your family or having celebrations, or maybe you just want to have that downtime. You can definitely put on this video and draw along or do whatever project that you want. So the first drawing that we're going to be looking at is actually the one of my OCs that I wanted to draw for New Year's. So I guess like timing wise, I am drawing this before New Year's, so I'm not going to be like super duper late. There are a few other drawings that we could tackle though. So let me show you quickly. Go into here. So I do have this one of Masaki, which I think I might work on this one right after the New Year's drawing. I do have another one of Anka as well that I would like to also work on. Hers might be a little bit more simple. This one's more like not like a full rendered illustration. I kind of wanted to do some smaller ones where my OCs are accompanied with flowers in like, I don't know how to explain this. So a long time ago, I guess, I used to do a lot of like chibi versions of Masaki with big gigantic flowers behind him, as if he's like a tiny person in a gigantic world kind of thing. So the flowers would be like kind of enormous compared to the character, and I thought it'd be cute. And I really like these plants. I don't remember what exactly they're called. I'll put it on the screen if I remember when I'm editing, but I thought they were super cute and fluffy, and they kind of reminded me a little bit of Anka, so I wanted to draw her with them. But we do have a bunch of other whips that we could tackle. I do have like sketch pages that I've never finished. So this one's of Wonu and Jonghan from their, I think, some kind of photo shoot when they were promoting as a duo. I wanted to finish this one of Seungwon. I do like the colors still, so maybe we'll revisit this one and kind of fix it up and clean it up a little bit and call that one done. Also, if you're ever curious on what's on my Procreate, I always do an updated Procreate gallery tour that you can always check out around every October. So if you kind of go back to my videos back in October, you'll probably find the Procreate gallery tour. This one of Hoshi, I would love to finish as well. So there are quite a few that I could tackle today. Some that are more finished than others. I think my VTuber folder probably has the next most amount of drawings that need to be finished, I guess, or like I have a lot of whips or things that I just kind of abandoned. So the sketch page we could work on if I want to do more coloring. This one of Reimu, which I was drawing during a convention, which could be cute as well. Let's see, I do have two other ones we could work on. This one of Albin. So I was going to do this for a watercolor piece. Maybe we'll still do it. So maybe I won't work on a digital version of this and we can do watercolors instead. I have one of Ike I haven't finished as well. So this one's been a whip for a fair amount of time. What else do we have? I know I have a sketch of Gaming in here, and I think this one barely makes the cut into 2024 because I drew this like around the New Year's of 2024. So we could do another go at this by filling in the rest of the values by hatching and stuff, which I might do maybe to end off today's kind of little video. But we're going to be starting with the New Year's one, since I think I just started with the rendering portion. Then we'll probably pick another OC one, and then we'll end it either with Gaming or a different drawing of some sort. And maybe in the future, I will revisit this idea again and go back to some of my other drawings that I want to refinish, because I don't think I've talked about this. Maybe I have in a different video, but I think I've had whips like, let's see, this one won't be exactly a whip per se, but I had like a few drawings. This one was stuck in 2023 hell, so I was not finishing this one up until I think January 2024, so I needed an extra push. I abandoned this one for about 3 months before I started working on it again, and luckily I did finish it because I actually really like this piece. I think it just looks super cute. So I think it'd be good to revisit some old drawings, maybe not all from 2024, because I've also mentioned that I wanted to finish this one as well. And I would love to draw other ensemble store characters again and do more like finished illustrations for them. So after I finish Tsukasa, maybe I'll get back into drawing more ensemble store characters. But let's go back and I can stop rambling, because even though this is probably going to be a chattier-ish kind of video, I probably don't want to talk your ear off. So I will kind of focus quite a bit, and then I'll talk kind of like in between. We'll see. It usually kind of depends on my mood a little bit on how I guess end up treating the session. But if you guys are drawing along, or if you have like New Year's plans, do let me know, or goals, or something that you're looking forward to in 2025, do let me know. I do think like the new year, a lot of people tend to do a lot of like New Year's resolution, and I'm not really a person who does like a New Year's resolution per se, but I do think it's kind of nice to treat something almost like a reset, especially like if it's something that will give you kind of like that extra push. So for me, I do want to see if I can get as many of my whips done so that I don't feel as, not as bad per se, but it would be nice to have a lot of my whips finished that I actually really liked, so that it doesn't stay in such an abandoned state, I guess. So for this drawing, I wanted to keep it simple because it was just supposed to be a post for Instagram at some point to kind of end off or start off 2025. So we just have Kaisen and Masaki playing with sparklers. I'll probably put in the lighting and stuff afterwards and do extra, more intense lighting once we finish rendering. I just don't know if I like Kaisen's face. Might also be because his eyes are too large. Also, for my iPad setup right now, I did mention in, I think, one of the most recent videos that I wanted to kind of use this particular iPad stand for maybe future setups and stuff. I don't know if it'll be permanent, but for now, I have made the solution to kind of fill in the gaps with these little foam inserts. I tried doing like a different method that I thought would work, but the adhesive on it does not stick to my little foam pads. So they're going to be black for now, but maybe in the future I will change these to be a little bit more of a pleasant color. But for now, it's kind of like keeping my iPad sandwiched into the stand, and it provides me enough room for my hand, and it doesn't feel like it's going to break my back in terms of like how I'm filming. Because a little sneak peek at how I usually film, my webcam would be almost like in front of my face with the arm kind of like crossing in at one side. But the way how I have this stand and the angle that it's at, the webcam is like coming from behind the stand and up. So it's kind of like floating above my forehead rather than like floating in front, but also like crossing into my face. So it's a little bit more comfortable, but I don't like what this looks like. I'm more used to like having the white in the background or something else. And technically I could paint these, but I don't know if I will like what they look like if I paint them. This is just like grafter's tape, I think, is what it is. But it's the only thing that really adhered and stuck to my little foam felt pieces that I had to make the little inserts. But do you guys ever go back to your old drawings and like finish them up, or do you tend to just abandon them and start something new from like scratch? Because I think I've done more sketching rather than like actual finished illustrations this year, which for me feels a little strange because I don't know what exactly shifted besides like my interests, but I would like to get kind of back into them. I've been feeling a little bit stuck in a rut with my drawings, so I think it would be nice to kind of push myself again, because I've been realizing like a lot of my backgrounds have been just like the blurred ones. I would like to get into actually doing proper backgrounds for certain illustrations and stuff, and I don't know. I would love to do more like, what is it called? Sketch pages too, in general, and just play around with coloring and maybe like the format or layout of things. I guess because the angle of this kind of like iPad case, I do receive a little bit more glare. I don't know if I should change this light a bit. Hope that's not too bad. And my creaky chair. But for drawings like this, where I think they're just going to be something for fun, I don't really need to render it like super hardcore. Usually when I ever do like more actual like illustrations for like a specific purpose or something else, then I probably put in more effort. In terms of like music this time, I am listening to FX. It's been a while. I've been kind of like on a girl group, kind of like second gen binge. Second and third, because I've been listening to Lovelies again. But I was listening to Kara earlier, because they were one of my favorite girl groups. Kara and probably Secret or an A-Pink. But the reason why I went onto like a whole, kind of like a little rabbit hole for Kara recently, I think I was watching is it an interview? I think it's like Eunhyuk and Donghae from Super Junior host it. So they had Sanyoung and who else is there? Gyuri? Gyuri? It's kind of hard for me to say her name. But they were on there, and I was like, they were kind of like reminiscing about like second gen idol life, I guess. And I kind of missed that era a lot. Because second gen is kind of like when I got into K-pop, because I got into it around like 2011, I think. Pretty sure it's 2011. If not, it's like close to 2010, but I'm pretty sure it's 2011 just because of the era of when I got into K-pop was, I think, when Infinite had their, I think they just finished their promotions for Be Mine, and they were kind of like in between, like about to promote I Think Nothing's Over. If not, I have that in, like in the backwards order, and Nothing's Over came first, but that's kind of like when I got into them, is when they were promoting Nothing's Over, which is like, that song is like Pretty You to me in terms of like 17. So 17 has Pretty You, and that's like a song I have like stuck in my brain forever, and it's like one of my favorite songs from 17, and it holds like a special meaning. But I guess like Infinite's equivalent for me would be Nothing's Over. It kind of is like more positive, kind of a fun music video. But in terms of like another favorite song that I have. If 17's 20 by the vocal unit is like one of my top favorite songs as well, then the other one for Infinite would be Amazing, which used to be like my ringtone, used to be my alarm when I woke up. Actually, I had this conversation with my friend because we were sharing a room together during AnimeFon, so back in August, and she has her alarm to be, I think, IU songs. She has it like on shuffle somehow, but for her, I was asking whether or not she gets tired of the song because, like, if you dread waking up in the morning, do you hate hearing the song because it will remind you of, like, it's like triggering, basically. Triggering yourself to be like, oh, it's time to wake up. And every time you hear that song, does it make you like want to rip out your hair kind of thing? And she said, not really. But for me, I had to change my ringtone from 17's Amazing and like from my alarm and any of that to something else that had like no lyrics or no attachment to. So oftentimes I put Lovely's instrumental intros as my alarm. Because one, I don't listen to them a heck of a lot, other than like listening to the full album, or I only listen to them when I use them as my alarm, I guess. Because of that, I don't feel like triggered when I hear them. I don't know if it's because like the relationship I had with my schooling, I guess. Like, I'm not a morning person, so waking up, like, I dread waking up sometimes because I have to attend classes, but yeah, I had to change my songs from like Infinite's Amazing to something that was more like instrumental. And then even my ringtone is an 8-bit version of, I believe it's Pretty You for 17. But before it used to be Infinite's Amazing, and I love that song so much. I know this, like, I was gonna say, yeah, this rambling, I guess is the best way to put it, might not make a lot of sense to some people, especially, like, if you're not really fans of, like, K-pop stuff or, like, even Infinite, because I'm about to go on another tangent. I do apologize that, like, the things I'm talking about is probably, like, not relevant to you. But the Infinite has a song called Real Story, and it's, like, one of my, like, favorite songs. It's very, like, peaceful and kind of like slower paced, but it's like kind of one of my favorite ballads from them. And it's from the same album that's like Amazing is from, and like Be Mine, and kind of that era when I kind of got into Infinite. And I was really happy because I was watching another interview where Infinite was like part of a YouTube channel kind of thing. And Infinite's L was talking about how he was going to sing, I think, Real Story for his fan meeting as like a little cover. And I just felt happy because I always feel like that song is low-key forgotten. So knowing that one of the members still like talks about it and wants to sing it because it's like one of the songs they don't really sing as much at concerts and stuff, so it would be like a treat for fans who attend his like fan meeting. It just made me happy. It's like one of the forgotten B-sides, I feel like. So Kaisen's hair is kind of on the easier side because it's so dark. But if you had to pick like one song for the rest of your life to listen to, would you be able to pick a song? I feel like recently, the more I think about it, I would be definitely torn between picking a song from 17 or would I pick a song from Infinite? Because the nostalgia is literally hard carrying right now, but I love Infinite's songs so much. But 17 has a strong presence in my mind. For good reason, because I really do love their music and love the members a lot, so. Yeah, I don't know if I like Kaisen's face. I think I talked about this in a different... Oh, maybe, yeah, I should have talked about this probably earlier. I think this would be the last little longish talking video for a little bit. I think I did mention that earlier. The reason why I wanted to do them more recently is just because like the holiday season, and I wanted to make sure that what the heck is happening? What's on a different layer? People had something to kind of keep them company during the holiday season if you're not like a person who wants to do like all the family festive stuff, or if you don't want to go out to hang out with friends and you kind of prefer like more of a cozier escape. Be nice to have something in the background maybe, but I'll definitely revert back to doing some of the mid-length videos again, like back to the 30-ish minutes of ASMR. And going back and doing some other types of videos. But I'll still sprinkle in some of these long form type of videos every so often when I can. But like you guys, I do like listening to stuff while I draw, which is like another reason why like I don't really film these ones too often, because if I have to continuously talk, not continuously talk, I'm talking quite a bit though, but talking throughout the video instead of doing like voiceover, I can't listen to other things like other than music, I guess. Or I can't concentrate on what I'm talking about, and it will become like gibberish otherwise. So to kind of balance it out, I would like to space it out a little bit more so that I can also enjoy my drawing time. Which is kind of like why like separating recording drawing time versus like drawing time for myself is kind of crucial. But more recently, because I haven't been on top of finishing a bunch of illustrations that I want to and all that stuff, I've been kind of like merging a lot of things together, which is giving me a lot less leeway with having like proper downtime. And I think I picked up crochet during September-ish because I needed something else to do other than drawing, because everything else felt kind of not like a chore, but I needed a little bit of a break. Just mentally, I guess. And I don't know, something about creating something from scratch is kind of fun. So I've been making a lot of like little plushes and stuff. I feel like this doesn't make sense. Let's not overcomplicate our folds here. So I think last year for New Year's, I think I only drew Maseki, and I think I drew him in a yukata. And he was just like playing with sparklers because I think it was cute. But this one feels more like maybe Maseki and Kaisen were visiting the shrine for New Year's, and then on their way back, they're kind of like lighting up the little sparklers. With how much like I like drawing Kaisen, I do want to do some more like actual finished illustrations of him again. Oh, I don't know if I talked about this. Soon I will open up a sticker club, and it will be flower and kind of like OC related. So if you're interested in that, please keep an eye out. I kind of want to do, initially it was kind of like a pen pal type thing. So I would write a little small letter and send you stickers. But I think with the amount of time that I have, I think I can only do like a actual like sticker club. And then I'll throw in like either like a mini print or maybe some photo cards or something. Because I want to do like an OC monthly project kind of thing. So I think that would be fun to do. So hopefully I'll make an announcement soon because I would like to start it at the beginning of January-ish so that people have enough time. And it will be kind of like a Patreon type of thing. And hopefully I can make it affordable. But I do have to fiddle around with the shipping, unfortunately. But that's why I've been doing a lot more like kind of like sticker designing content, low-key. Because I've been trying to figure out what kind of style of stickers would fit the best, whether or not I was going to produce them myself or I'm going to get a company to. I think it'll depend on the volume and if I want to go with like a specific style sticker, which I kind of do for maybe some months. But I'll let you guys know when that happens, and if you're interested, you can go ahead and I think pledge for those tiers. I'm not like too well versed in how Patreon works, but I think a sticker club would be very fun to do, especially because I don't do enough like store updates frequently enough for me to justify only having the OC stickers on there. But for people who only want to have like the stickers itself without having like a monthly subscription thing, I guess, they will be available at like a later point, I guess. But I really want to get into like more sticker designing and like maybe making a planner set or something, because have I talked about this? Maybe I've only talked about it with my friends, but my dream, well, one of my dreams, I guess, is to make a stationery line. So I would like to kind of like fiddle around with like sticker formats and like different materials and stuff. And you guys can come like join along with me while I try to figure out everything. And give me like feedback on like the type of stickers you prefer, maybe the sizing or like the purpose of them. So I think it'll be fun to do. It'll give me a lot of motivation next year, definitely. This year was kind of like a little odd, at least for myself. So there's definitely some goals I want to hit this year for sure, both like mentally and channel-wise-ish. Or not channel-wise, art-wise, I guess. I think it didn't help that like as soon as the weather kind of got cold, my body has not been able to really keep up as nicely as it used to. Maybe it's just because I'm getting older. Even right now, I feel like I'm losing my voice. But hopefully I could cut those out. But I don't know. There's just like a lot of things I want to do. But I feel like next year, I guess for you guys it's already happening. 2025, this year. A lot of things are going to be happening. Like, what is it called? I think we have a concert that I want to go to with my friends. There is one of my best friends getting married. So me and my other best friends are going to be her bridesmaid. So we're going to plan out her bachelorette and all that stuff. And obviously help her out with like the wedding stuff, which is going to be a majority of the summer. I don't know. I feel like I hope 2025 is at least what I'm going to say is going to be a fantastic year. I know there's like a lot of fear and doubt towards next year, just like from different circumstances. But hopefully things will get better. Me and my friend were also not planning, I guess we've kind of been in the talks of it, of planning another overseas trip together. But we want to go to Korea this time, or Thailand. So it would be fun to do another like larger trip with my friends. Because the last time I've done like a larger trip, because we did 3 weeks in Japan for like kind of like our graduation trip back in 2019, 2018, I think. Because I know my friends are going to get busier and busier since we're at that point in our lives where it's like they're like going to be more family focused on their individual family unit, I guess. I don't know, I'm excited for them. That's like something I'm always grateful for. It's my two best friends. Because I think I talked about this story like very briefly. One friend I've known since like 7th grade. I think we were 12 because we had the same homeroom. And this is like when I moved to a new city. So it's like, it was very new and fresh. But she stuck by my side for so long. We attended uni together for 2 out of the 4 years after she moved kind of like up to the other city that I attended university. But then my other friend, we became closer after I moved high schools. But she's been my friend ever since. So I would say like let's see, how long have I been friends with them? So 12 till now. So 16 years for one, and I guess technically 14 years for the other. Even though like we were in the same friend circle, we weren't as close. More like acquaintances until like 2 years after. I'm always thankful for them. I don't know if it's also because I'm so introverted and very like shy. They always go out of their way to drag me out somewhere. Just kind of why I want to do as much as I can with them before life gets too busy. Especially when you're an adult. So I want to be able to treasure all the time I have with them. I'm also trying to manifest a Day 6 concert in Canada. Because I actually don't know if all the North American dates have been announced already for Day 6. Because they do have like 3 or 4, I think, already in the States for next year around April. I'm just hoping that if they do a Canada little leg portion of their tour, it won't overlap with poor timing of some other things. Because May to June is going to be like busy. Trying to figure out what else I'm looking forward to in 2025. I just want it to be a peaceful year. I was a little, almost like choked on my own spit. I don't know how long this video is gonna be. Because sometimes I get in the weeds when it comes to rendering. And I don't re-emerge. So hopefully I don't spend too long on this one and we can move on. Because I think it'd be nice to work on the one of Anka. Because I think the other one of Masaki might take me a lot longer. Especially because I probably have to look up a few references for the flowers so I know exactly how I want to render them. Because I think there are a few flowers in that one, other than the peonies, that I actually don't know the structure of the petals that clearly. And I need to go check my notebook to see if I wrote down what flowers they were, so I have an easier time looking them up. Oh, I guess a smallish update. So I think in terms of like my flower zine, if I can work really hard, I can probably get it done and have it ready for February. And that's kind of like my hope. But for some reason, this November and December were so slow for me that I did not make the amount of progress that I wanted to on that zine. After I did like the first 6 illustrations of my OCs with their like respective flowers that I kind of associate them with, I lost steam so fast. And I don't know why. Well, I kind of do. But we're not going to get into that. But I think you'll see later, once I finish this drawing and I open up the other folder, I found out a lot of different compositions and poses for potential illustrations, just so I won't forget them. But I have like a whole list of flowers that I really need to tackle. But I think I'm having doubts on how I want to format the zine. Because I do have like the little studies, and maybe once I actually add in the little notes and like tidbits and facts about the flowers inside the zine pages, maybe it will be fleshed out a little bit better. But right now, I don't know if I'm gonna like it. Because maybe I'm overshooting a little bit in terms of like, or like I bit off more than I could chew with the project. We'll see. If not, I'll keep pushing it back until like I'm fully satisfied with how it is. In the meantime, I'll just like work on as many illustrations as I can and hopefully like them, alongside with making like stuff for the sticker thing, the sticker club. Because I just want to make a bunch of cute stickers at this point. And I'll reintroduce like Hansuke, and I feel like I want to make that blue bear that Kaisen kind of has also as kind of like a little mascot thing. I'm just going to make him a little cuter and more, I was going to say accessible. What's the word? I don't know, more simple to draw in a way. So he's a little bit more memorable. Right now he's kind of like this big derpy size, which I think is kind of cute. But to kind of fit into like Hansuke's little universe, I do need to size him down and maybe make him a little bit more like mascot-ish like. Oh, that's another thing. I guess 2025, I do want to get back into doing a streaming schedule. I think that'll also help me be more productive. So even though I think I said that I wanted to keep the OC illustration stuff like kind of not secretive, but I kind of wanted to like not spoil you guys. But I think it would be best for me to work on them on stream as well, so that I can maximize the amount of time I actually get to work on them. So once I figure out a schedule that works for me, if not, I will go back and just do a gajillion Gorilla streams again until I can get into a better schedule, I guess, for streaming. I think it's also because I get too in my head about certain things. Because finally I fixed the internet problem with my computer. Kind of. It's more like a workaround, I guess, in this case. So I have like better connection to the internet. So I technically could stream whenever. I just don't like being perceived, like in a way, which feels strange to say as a person who uploads videos with themselves like speaking and talking, but being perceived by people you know is kind of scarier or more embarrassing, I guess, because I hate it when my parents, or even my brother, it's mostly my brother, because he's like out to get me. That's how he lives his life, because I am the younger sibling. It's his role to be the most annoying. So he likes to like jokingly play my videos in front of me, and I don't like listening to myself talk, typically. So, you know, same things with like, I don't like listening to other people, or not, I don't like being in the presence of other people who are also listening to me, if that makes sense. So like if my mom plays my videos just because she's curious, I need to like exit the room. Or I guess like whenever I have to do voiceover or I have to do streaming, I pick a time where everyone's asleep or gone out of the house or something, because I don't want to be perceived by them. Which, I don't know, it's just like more of the... Is this trauma? I've talked about this before, I think, that like... Actually, I don't think I talked about this before. I think it's something I had like a heart-to-heart with my friends, so maybe I won't bring it up. I feel more comfortable doing stuff in front of strangers. Like, even like ordering food and stuff. I can do it perfectly fine. No anxiety, no jitters, nothing. But as soon as my parents are like, I'll go with you. And I'm like, I don't want you there to perceive me when I'm ordering. And I don't know why that's a thing for me. I don't know why it feels like they put more pressure when they probably don't. There's probably something from something that happened. I don't know. Who knows? I think that's like, if I didn't get into doing like more art stuff, because if you're unfamiliar, I had a BFA, so like a Bachelor in Fine Arts, and you can kind of think of that as like gallery art is what it kind of feels like if you think about my degree, because it's not like illustration or like people who go to like actual art school per se. Well, I don't know how to describe it. I feel like very art gallery curating type of art that we were doing rather than like, let's say, illustration or anything like that, which kind of made me think like maybe I should have went to design. But that's a whole different thing. What was I getting at? Oh, yeah. I think I would have just went into psychology. I love learning about the brain and how people react, and behavioral psychology is like my favorite. Cognitive psychology, all that. So we're working on Masaki. I'm gonna leave his kind of simple. I definitely gave more of their clothing kind of like harsher lines. I guess I didn't really clean this up that much. But as long as it reads kind of clean, I don't mind as much in terms of like how I wanted to render these. Because like I said, this was supposed to be more of like a quick drawing, just to be like, it's the new year kind of thing, because I did something similar last year. And this is kind of nice to break it up in terms of like my feed, because all I have to do is kind of look where the New Year's drawing is kind of placed. And I know that like this chunk is specifically for, what's it called? That particular year, I guess. I thought I wasn't really going to be talkative this video. I guess it was inevitable. I guess another thing, I kind of want to check whether or not I did more traditional art this year compared to like digital art, because every time I look at my feed, I feel like I've drawn less and less, and I don't know if it's because I spend longer time drawing one thing than I used to, or is it because I draw and do more traditional art in my downtime and I don't post it, that it feels like I haven't drawn that much this year. Kind of worked on Masaki in a very weird way, going from like bottom up. I guess the way it connects to caissons, it made a little bit more sense. I guess another thing I want to do for 2025 though is probably to get into shape more. I've been getting chunkier this year, I feel like, because I'm so what is it called? Sedentary? I feel like I need to. And it's probably be better for my back, because I've been having more back pain recently. But also because I'm wearing a dress at somebody's wedding. I am not a dress person, and this is like the first wedding that I've been to in like a long time. And I don't feel like I will feel good in the dress if I have to, if I don't, you know, keep myself at least to a certain degree a little bit more fit. Just personal stuff, I guess. Personal goals. Because I kind of want to get into Pilates, but I don't know. We'll see. My friend got into CrossFit. I'm like, no. I'm sorry, but no. I cannot. I will not join you. Maybe she wants to do Pilates with me. Maybe I'll ask her. Another thing, I guess, like, it's more to my own benefit. I want to fix my sleep schedule. It's so bad. I sleep at 4. And then more recently, I don't know if it's because of the holidays, I've been waking up at, like, late. Because usually I set an alarm for at least 9 o'clock. Because 9 isn't, like, early and it's not late. If that makes sense. Anytime like after 9, I feel like it's going to be late. So like 10, 11, 12, we're encroaching an area that I feel like I should be awake anyways. It doesn't make sense not to be awake. But if I keep sleeping at 4, waking up at 9 is going to be brutal. Or it has been brutal, I guess. So I need to stop sleeping at 4. At least, you know, 2 a.m. That and the last thing I need to do is purging things. I have a hard time parting with a lot of items. But I want to purge a lot of stuff in this office to free up more space. So one day, actually I told myself that once the New Year's hits, I'm going to purge so much stuff. So probably on January 2nd I will. And I'll align it with one of the garbage days that we have. So that I can just get rid of it in one go and not have to wait for like a pile of trash just to sit there for like a week and a half. I think rendering the hair is so like fun that I always skip over like certain parts. In this case, because we worked from like the bottom up, I've skipped over his eyes and like I guess like the general portion of his face. So I should continue to work like bottom up so that I don't forget to render certain parts, but also so that I don't get in too much into the weeds of like just doing the hair and then realize that I made 0 progress. In terms of like another art thing though, wow, I'm in such a rambly mood. I apologize. But the comic thing. So I'm going to experiment a lot more digitally because I think I have an idea of how I want the colors to be. I think it will be low-key more like webtoon-esque, but I still want it to have like, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know if I want it to look super clean or do I want it to be a little bit more like doodly, watercolory-esque. So I'm going to play around with like some default textures that we maybe can overlay on top of like cleaner colors and stuff. And maybe that will be like the easiest way for me to have a good balance between the two. Because workflow-wise, I know working with a watercolor brush is it just doesn't work for me sometimes. So I can imagine myself getting super frustrated with it. But if I color things like more like cell shaded, clean, and then I can add like a noise texture, watercolor paper texture on top of everything, then maybe that'll be like a good happy medium. Because my goal, I think, because I've mentioned this on Monday's video, is that I have a written out kind of like a script of how Masaki meets Koji. And that's actually like how I imagine the beginning of Masaki's story starts out. Because Koji, his grandparents are like kind of like the pivotal point of where I want Masaki's story kind of to start. So I would need that intro out of the way technically. Because he would meet them, I guess like beginning of, I guess like, or like the last year of his high school years, I guess. So he'll be like around 18-ish. But the age that Masaki is right now, he's 21. So he's like pretty much on his last year of like uni-ish. So I need to fill in the gap a little bit. But probably not a lot, but that, and I would like to do just like introductions for my OCs. Especially for like Moriko and like the other OCs, because I mostly draw Masaki and Kaisen probably the most. So I think we're almost done Masaki. We just have to kind of clean up his hair, and then I think this one would be good to go after we put in our little sparkler lights and stuff. And then I think we'll work on the one of Anka. And as much as I want to work on the 17 ones, I think they were going to require a little bit more effort. So like I said, I might make another video like this in the future where I will revisit a lot of my whips again and just do like a good session of me doing an attempt to finish them at some point. Because I don't want to accidentally cram too much in just for me to rush on them. I would like to give them like a decent amount of attention. Not only that, as we like proceed into 2025, I'm going to acquire more and more whips anyways. So there'll be a whole plethora for me to choose from at some point. I forget, there's like one other thing I wanted to do for my OCs. I think it might be designing some other outfits for them. But like a themed outfit. Be kind of cute. We'll see. That, or I like to design them as like Pokemon trainers and make them have like a Pokemon AU. Because the amount of times I've drawn them with their Pokemon is quite a bit. but I don't want people to get confused and think that they already are part of like a Pokemon AU rather than their own story. So I would like to change up their designs a little bit to express that they're in their Pokemon AU when they are, whenever I draw them. Because I've done it with Maseki before, where I've changed like his apron to have like the Pokeball design. He has like the Poke Pins and stuff, so that he just looks like a Pokemon breeder. Because I feel like that's the type he would be in like the Pokemon games or like IRL. And like make Sato and maybe Akemi like ace trainers, maybe Moriko as well. We'll see. I would like to design like at least like little outfits or something for them. Because I have like the biggest urge just to draw more of like their Pokemon teams and stuff. I think would be very cute to do. And I think the first stream back, actually no, probably not the first stream back. I'm gonna be really rusty again. But I want to do another like traditional arts, another one. I guess I've done them in the past technically. But I want to do like a traditional art stream so that we can paint together, like physically, with like watercolors. I think could be fun. I just love watercolors so much. Truly one of my favorite mediums, alongside with just like working with pencil and graphite. But definitely 2024 was like a big focus for me, was like a lot more inking. And I've been kind of like going back and forth whether or not I want to do more like line art and stuff for my illustrations and drawings to see if it helps with like making illustrations a little bit faster and kind of like cleaner rather than just like this painterly-ish way, because the way I've been doing rendering more recently, I've been rendering to the point where it looks too clean and polished. So I feel like line art might be like a more beneficial way of applying color, effects, like all that. I don't know. It'll be something for me to kind of explore throughout the year as we move on. But well, we'll see. Okay, so I think they are more or less done, or at least I'm in like a place that I feel like I'm kind of happy with what they look like-ish. I don't like Kaisen's face, but you know, that's okay. Let's go ahead and make a new layer. Grab my paintbrush. I'm going to add our sparkler light. So what I'm going to do is change this to add as well. And we're going to do like a very soft, subtle lighting first in general. And we'll kind of like build up the color at the end of their sparklers. For Kaisen's, I forgot to change the stick color. I kind of want his to be burning faster. It's like around here. Which is why he kind of looks a little bit more worried. So let's actually, what is that? Is it more burnt looking? Let's see. Sparkler. Yeah, so technically I would need to make this sticker. Wait a second. Make it a little bit darker here. Kind of looks like a gigantic Pocky. And same with Musaki's. So his is burning out a little bit, so I'm gonna shrink it, make it darker. I forgot like sparklers had the little more bulbous part, so I guess that's where like the stuff catches on fire. And it'll stop like at the part of the stick, I guess, not the entire stick. So the length is gonna be so off. But the easy thing about painting over things, you can just do it like this. Do we have our sparkler lights? So I'm gonna clear this. Whoops, not duplicate. Make a new layer. I'm gonna merge these. Add. So let's get our nice glow first. And the Musakis. Then make it a little bit lighter. Oh, I guess like Honkai Star Rail update. I did end up getting Fugue, and I don't regret pulling for her, but the drip marketing. There's a lot of characters I want, like upcoming characters, so I need to catch up on the story and really go ham with like collecting my Stellar Jades. I'm gonna look up a reference really quickly. Sparklers. Gonna lower his a little bit. That's how it kind of splayed out. I'm gonna add like little tiny sparks after. Kind of like a little mini firework in a sense. And then I'm gonna make the center really bright. I'm gonna connect a little bit and fill in the gaps here a little bit. So at this point, I'm gonna copy and paste Maseki. It's gonna make it a little bit more smaller here. I'm gonna turn it. So this is where his is gonna be, and then I'm gonna merge them. So I can kind of do theirs at the same time. Just making sure that like little parts that are like spark flying off a little bit. kind of cute. It looks like it's just shooting off of the sparkler. I think it looks kind of cute though. I think, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So probably one last layer, and we'll add in our slightly more intense highlights here. But to make it a little bit easier, I am going to layer clip this to our base. Some of these will have a little bit more lighting here. Oh my god, I actually forgot how much I love this song. Just FX's Dracula. It's so good. Some songs I do get a little bit mixed up, which one was like FX and which one was like Red Velvet sometimes. But oh man, I miss FX so much. I'm also a big fan of Red Velvet, but FX, I don't know, it's something about second gen I love. One little last super large glow, and then we'll lower the opacity slightly. Yeah, I think that's all I'm gonna do for this one. We could also, if you really wanted to, kind of duplicate all of these by grouping them. We're gonna duplicate, I'm gonna flatten. Then we are going to Gaussian blur. About 3%. I'm going to kind of erase where their faces are, and then I'm going to dim this down to about 50, just to give everything more of like a hazy, fuzzy look. And then we will add one more layer, an add layer, so that we can do, oh, maybe I will also erase a little bit more of the sparklers, because I do like the intensity of like the little crackles and the lines there, but Gaussian blur them slightly, and then we'll motion blur them. Because I want them to be radial. Let's see. Perspective blur? Don't think I understand this one. Wait a second. Okay, and then just a little extra here. I was gonna add maybe snow, because I feel like at the beginning of the year it's still quite cold. But I think this kind of looks cute, so I think that's it for this one. Very simple. Yeah, I think that's it for this one. So let's go ahead and move on to another one. So I think that's like an hour that went by. Which one did I want to do? Oh yeah, Anka. So we do have that one of Masaki. I do have this one of Anka. And I think it would be nice to finish hers because other than these something buttons, I think they're called. Are these bachelor buttons? I'm really blanking. I don't think I labeled it, did I? No, I didn't. I'll label it later then, but I think it'd be nice to render Anka pretty simply and then call this one done for the most part, hopefully. I don't think it'll be too bad for rendering. Okay, so I think I'm going to put a video on the background for me to listen to, so I might concentrate a little bit more, which also means that I might talk a little less. But song recommendation, because we've hit that point of reminiscing about FX a little bit more again, and I recommend listening to Paper Heart. It's one of my favorite songs from Red Velvet that I think is like, I don't know, I played that song probably on repeat so many times in the past. I don't know. I wish I kept like my old iPod properly intact so that I could revisit like what was like my most played. I think at the time it might have been like BTS's, I think it's like One Fine Day, Just One Day. It's one of those songs. It was my top alongside with 17's 20, probably. So, that was probably when I was in like, what phase was I in at that time? Whenever Danger came out for BTS is like when I was like my peak ARMY days, I think, at that point. So it's like probably, I don't even know what year that was. And I was like really into EXO and stuff. Just a lot of third gen idols. Unless, yeah, I think EXO is third gen technically, right? No, actually, they debuted in, maybe they aren't. Maybe they are second gen. I might be crazy right now because maybe EXO debuted in 2013, 2012. So maybe I'm crazy. Ignore me. EXO-Ls, I apologize. I swear, I was like a really big EXO fan. Especially during my high school days. Okay, let me put on a video. See how distracted will I be? She's really cute though. I do want to include Anka and Arakan into the zine, so this is why I wanted to at least get an illustration of them. So I wanted the bartender-esque kind of, what is it called? Atmosphere for Arakan, but for now I think I'm going to do two smaller illustrations like this for them first before I tackle like a larger one. Yeah, I think I only painted her arm, really, her hand and arm, and a little bit of her face. So oftentimes a lot of the colors for flowers is kind of what makes me associate certain flowers with certain OCs. This one, like, Anka does have yellow in her color palette. She doesn't exactly look like, I don't even know if this is a bachelor button. I don't think it is. I think bachelor buttons are the blue ones. I don't know what this is called. I'll look it up at some point, but I don't know. It's just something about it. Like, it's so small, round, and cute, and kind of like fluffy. And I don't know, something about Anka is just, it feels like it fits her. Maybe I'll do another drawing where she actually has like this flower with her instead of like in this mini version. So probably the majority of the time when I'm working on this one, it's gonna go towards like probably figuring out how I want to render these flowers, which I'm gonna have to look up the name again because I actually don't know exactly how I should paint them per se. I can see like a little bit of texture and like the way how I've kind of like added the color in, but because Anka is kind of like on a smaller scale, I don't have to put too much detail in certain parts, which is good because I won't get into the weeds of rendering again. So, trying to figure this out. So, hopefully the skirt reads okay. I never do like these kind of like thinner pleats, I guess. I do more like flowy skirts that are like more free-formed rather than like actually having pleats. So I want to make sure like the structure of it's kind of like makes sense. Trying to think what mini Arakan's piece is gonna look like. Actually, I lied. I have an idea just because of the bartender side thing. Thought I could do like mini office flowers in a vase, him hanging out. Could be cute. But I think I want to do like some kind of like wine glass, alcohol, fancy glass with the flowers inside of it, and it'll look kind of pretty like that. Because I do like drawing both drink glasses and stuff with like actual drinks, but I've also like drawing flowers, so why not combine them? I think it'll actually look pretty cute. And I think his would actually look kind of nice. I just have to figure out how he would be positioned with it, because I need to figure the composition a little bit more. Because for Anka, I think the sitting kind of works so that the flowers and stuff kind of sprout behind her. Or I guess like it's where her hand is. I do want to draw more Reverse 1999 fan art though at some point. I just need to catch up on the story because like I mentioned in previous videos that it does throw me in a loop a little bit sometimes when I have to think about like how I want to draw them if I don't know their personality per se. And there's like a lot of characters that I haven't met yet technically, so it's going to take me a while for me to fully grasp what kind of character they are. But other than that, ensemble stars I definitely want to continue drawing because I want to do more like idol-y looking stuff. You know, give me good practice so I can make them into like other things, if that makes sense. Actually it doesn't, but like add like a Honkai Star Rail, idol. Is my voice going? Maybe it's because I didn't talk in a bit, but like idol versions. I would like to make photo cards of them and like other merchandise type stuff that I think will look super cute. So I like to add like Genshin characters as well because I've already done one for like Breeze and for our, what is it called? Aggravate. I would like to do more of like the taller guys because I would love to do more kind of like idol cards that are more based on like dark concepts or like sexier concepts, kind of like Monster X vibes. So I feel like the taller, older kind of males would fit the best. Is it just, maybe it's just me. Maybe I just want to draw New Villette as an idol. It's been a little bit. But you guys can let me know if you like this setup. I should have asked at the beginning of the video because, you know, people tend to be more focused on other things or don't make it past a certain point. So I won't get the feedback. But if you guys are okay with this setup, I know it's not the most sightly, but right now it's like, it's better for my posture and like the way I film, like I mentioned earlier. Okay, so the lighter pleats. I actually didn't realize this, until I was like sketching out Sato's, what is it called? Sketch page reference sheet thing, that I did end up going with the skirt that she has. It's like a long skirt, but it's also like slightly pleated, but it also has like the white breaking in between, or like a lighter blue, I think is how hers is. But I didn't realize that I also did that for Anka's little skirt as well, just because I think it looks really cute. I also kind of want to add maybe like a yellow ribbon. I know this is gonna be like really similar to Sato's, but I feel like the skirt needs a little bit more yellow or something. Maybe just one bow or like little loop. Could look super cute. Okay, so later. What was I saying? Like a lighter color. Because I want to draw these pleats, but I don't want them to look too monochromatic. So, try to establish the shape here a little bit. And I want to make sure that this part is longer. Cover up our white area. It kind of looks more like just folded paper rather than actually like proper pleats, I guess. Okay. Okay. Cleaning up here. I don't think the skirt looks too bad. There are some areas that I feel like I made it too like origami, folding the paper a little bit, like accordion style, like this. That kind of doesn't really... maybe it's okay. Color these in. So we're gonna move our way back up because I think her hair doesn't need too much to fix. I don't know. I just like how the color is bleeding into it a little bit like that. Maybe her eyebrow though. But I think she looks cute though. This is the bottom of her hand. I don't know if I need this shadow though. Okay. I'm worried about doing the flowers actually. It's gonna be a lot of repetitive stuff, like rendering. And hopefully I can make them consistent enough that they don't look too off. Usually, like, if they're overlapping enough, I can get away with some of them looking a little bit more vague. But a lot of them are, like, up in center, right in the front. Gonna continue kind of just fixing out the outlines a little bit and then filling in some of the gaps first, and then I'll like go ahead and look up what that flower is called. I'm pretty sure it has like button in the name. Okay, and then so the thing about her outfit, I guess I do only do like a single little loop for the ribbon. You can't see it too bad for some of these details because, like I said, Anka's kind of like really small for this drawing. So I don't have to render like crazy, but I just need to render enough so it doesn't look too like patchy. So I was gonna say, I think I'm just saying that I was gonna render the ribbon a little bit, and then I think Anka will be pretty much done. Like, it looks clean enough-ish. And then we will look up the name for these so that I can look at the form a little bit. I'm pretty sure they're just like little fuzzy flowers, but they do have like a combination of like a little bit of yellow and like green near the center that's like slightly exposed. Excuse me. Okay. It's 1:51. It's almost 2 o'clock. Like I said, I need to fix my sleep schedule. So maybe we'll continue part 2 tomorrow. And we'll finish up one more last illustration of some sort. Or I'll finish like Anka's tomorrow. Because maybe instead of doing like the Ga Ming one, maybe I'll do Masaki. The other one. We'll see. So these ones or this one I guess, not these ones. Do need to make sure that it looks a little bit more clean. I think we're kind of ready to do a little bit of the golden little flowers. So let me go ahead and look it up what these are called, and I'll come back and then we'll render them to some degree. Most likely I'll work on this one first, see how I like it, and then we'll try to repeat it on the remaining ones that we have left because this one is kind of like the most exposed. Okay. So according to my little flower list, I did write it down here on a sticky note. I have like a whole flower listing that I wanted to do, which we have not tackled like a lot of, but it's called the Billy Button or Craspedia drumstick flowers. So I'm gonna look that up so we can look and see how do I render this, because right now they're looking a little speckled, which they look cute, but there are some colors that look a little bit too like out of place, a little bit. So let's look it up. They're more like bunched up, if that makes sense. So technically, if I did So I'm gonna check whether or not this is gonna look okay. So it kind of looks like this, but these are a little bit more like pointy, if that makes sense. But we're just simplifying it to make sure that they just kind of resemble the flower to some degree. Sometimes when I do like the actual render for these flowers that I go a little bit more ham and actually make them look like the actual flower, but I think it's okay just to make them a little bit more simplified. They're more pointy. So thinking like I just switch to the paintbrush. Let's go over it because I think like the sharp render that I was using, I'm gonna get too small details like right off the bat, which I don't really need. So we're just gonna use this to kind of block it in a little bit more vaguely. I think I liked it better like this, but I guess this resembles the flower a little bit more. Yeah, I don't know if I like this. So I'm kind of getting these little like kind of blobs, but they're a little triangular. Yeah, I don't mind if it looks like that, but I'm gonna have to, I don't know, they look slightly disco ball-y. Trying to comprehend whether or not I'm gonna like this. Let's see. I'm struggling. I'm struggling to like these. But from a distance, I think like it's gonna be okay. Like it's supposed to be kind of vague looking. I don't know. Looks like a little better. Kind of. I feel like I just want to splotch these colors like circles. It's a little green because of how warm this is. So a little bit of a lighter color. So I'm gonna get a little bit more lighter color here. I think after I finish this to some degree, I'm gonna just hit the hair. Do some stretches, hit the hair. A little bit more. So I'm putting like a little bit of an outline around them. I don't think they really need it, but I think it's because I want to cover up a little bit more of that purple. My foot's asleep. This is why I need to stretch later. I sit so like weird in my chair. Adding a little bit more little lines here. Yeah, from far away I think it looks fine. It's like the flower. So I don't think we need to tackle it too much longer. I think like maybe at the very end of when I'm planning out the zine and stuff, if it bothers me, I'll go back and like actually clean this up properly. But for the size probably like you're gonna see this ad, I don't think it's gonna be that disruptive because like at max, I think it's at this size. It's actually not bad. So I think, yeah, I'm gonna end it early tonight and I'll come back in a bit. I also want to fix her face slightly. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I think we will. Or do I have another piece in me to do one more? I mean, if we're just doing the one of Gaming, I could. So we can switch to doing just pencil work. Where is Gaming? Where is he? I didn't do that many. Oh, here he is. I didn't do that many Genshin drawings this year. So we could just get out the, I guess it's the 6B pencil. Yeah. So I'm going to look up Gaming and then we'll come back and actually shade this all in alongside with this so that we can finish this one up because I actually still really like this one. I think it looks kind of cute and I always love working with graphite, so it's not going to be a problem. So I do have the reference of Gaming up. Let's see. I feel like his shoulders are a little long here, but that's okay. Let's see. Try to fix sleeves a little bit. Okay. So the good thing about this drawing, I don't think it'll take me too long. I don't know why I didn't end up finishing this at some point. I don't know if this was for something else. But I did leave it unfinished for whatever reason. So, well, one thing's for sure. I don't think Nope, looking at the wrong reference. So technically, this is meant to be a lot darker. And then we have like a little, like a bell. So for his hand, hopefully this kind of makes sense. I'm trying to wrap my head around why did I abandon this one. I don't know if this was for like a different sketching session. I don't know. What do I need to fix up besides? I guess it's mostly just this upper portion. This one's like mostly rendered for the most part. Like other than I could probably darken up the sleeves a little bit. The problem with me using this setup, I guess, is that my webcam arm is like attached to the same desk or surface as my iPad. So when I do this, it shakes the screen. Usually, when I record with the webcam like in my face, it's actually on a different surface. So when I shake the table or my iPad, not everything like shakes at once like this. Okay, I need to look up what this looks like again, but we'll do that right after we finish actually working on Gaming's sleeves. Okay. So I'm gonna darken up the sleeve a little bit more. We'll figure out this hand. I'll look up a reference for this and then we will be done with this one as well. Which, like, why did I not finish this one? Because I feel like this one needed not that much work either. Okay, so I think we're not bad with what this kind of looks like. What am I gonna have to look up to find this? I think his original splash art probably has it. Yeah, found a photo. Color the inside of this first. I definitely want to do another session where I do another like just full dive into digital graphite, pencil, 6B, whatever drawing. I just like the 6B pencil a lot in Procreate. It's just fun. I guess like in Clip Studio Paint, the right border pen, as well as like there's a bunch of different like pencils you can use to get like a similar look. But for some reason, I don't think I ever default really to like the black color. For like in Procreate, whenever I work with like the 6B pencil, I work with like a super dark gray. It's not quite black. I don't know, I just like it a little bit more than just using like a straight up black. But I need it dark enough because I want to have like a full range of values technically. Oh wait. Yeah, I should sleep soon. I have to wake up at 6. I forgot. Oh no. Oh my god, no. This will be brief though. I'll go to sleep like right after. I have to be up like for an hour. It's fine. So where are we? So it's this part. Maybe I'll do another session like this. Or not like this per se, but like a graphite session. But we can play around and draw ensemble stars characters. Or maybe I'll catch up on some Star Rail characters. So I also drew like Ron May graphite the other time too. So I don't know how exactly I want to shade this. Kind of the bump for the nose. Another pattern. I guess it's gonna be the year of the snake, right? Rat, ox, tiger, rabbit, dragon, snake, horse. Yeah, okay, yeah. Oh, that was like another thing I wanted to talk about a little bit. So anyone like who crochets, I don't know if to say crochets. What's a good project for like recording temperature? Because like I know the temperature blanket's like the most common one. Apparently you can do like a temperature snake, which could be cute. I'm able to look it up. But I was also thinking maybe I'll just do a temperature blanket and make it like 17 themed. So it'll be like a lot of pink and blue, probably a little bit of purple and white. And pick like 2015. Because that's when their debut year is. And I thought it maybe it'd be cute to do like a blanket based on that. So I don't have to record all the temperatures for this like coming year. Or this is uploaded on the 2025. I'm never gonna get used to saying that. So like, it's either I do 2025 or 2025. I can say 2025. I don't know why I keep making it more complicated. Or do I do 17's debut year and make it like rose quartz and serenity colored? Because I think that looks so cute. If I plan it like accordingly, and I have to buy like a lot of yarn if I want to. But the whole purpose that I want to do something like this is that I enjoy crocheting quite a bit now. But I like burn through projects so quickly. So I've made like way too many plushes, like large plushes. Like I have a giant flower cushion, a giant clover plush like cushion. Then I have 2 giant strawberries. I have like a bunch of like miniature ones as well. And they're fun and all, but I feel like I want one that's a little bit more mindless in a sense. That's going to keep me a little bit more occupied. And from what I've been reading, a temperature blanket does take quite a bit of time, technically. Or you can do one of like a previous year, so you can pace yourself at your own speed. Instead of like being, like if you finish like your rows or whatever for your day, you don't have to wait for the next day to do the next row. You can kind of continue where you want to if you do a year that already has like recorded temperature. But I don't know if I want to grow like smaller and do like the snake, because it will be the year of the snake. So I could do this year instead. I kind of want to stick with the colors. I think, have I talked about this? I don't think so. I did like plan out all the yarn colors that I want to do if I do end up making like a carrot version one, like a 17 colored one. I just don't know if I want to make it for this year and like really slow myself down and let myself have like a project that I could work on the entire year? Or do I want to do it to be more significant to 17? Because it'll fit the colors more. We'll see. Maybe I'll look up like other projects. Oh. Wait, how can I... Oh, wait, I have to look something up. I think there is an idea I could do technically. And maybe I can turn it into a cushion? I don't know. We'll see. I have an idea because I could do little flower petals and then stuff them so it's like more of like a 3D object. Or it might be too stiff that way. We'll see. Because I think crochet is like one of the hobbies that I will do for quite a while technically, because I don't think it's something I'm gonna forget how to do. The only problem is like, you know, yarn gets expensive. So I'm planning on checking some other stores that might be outsourcing their yarn, but it is for cheaper. I just have to wait like a longer amount of time to get them. That or I can find like a store that maybe sells them for cheaper or something. But I also want to learn how to knit. Because I don't know if you guys know this. I wear so many like cardigans and sweaters, but my favorite ones tend to be the ones that are a little bit more like the softness of like knit fabric. And I've watched so many different people make their own like chunky sweaters, very loose kind of fall sweaters and stuff like that, and cardigans. And I kind of want to take a crack at it. I don't know how to say my crack. Take a crack at it and see if I can make it. I'm sure it's going to turn out very janky, but it would be fun to do. But I don't know. I need to find a place that actually sells yarn so I can like feel the yarn. Because the last thing I wanted to do is like make a cardigan or a sweater that's like super stiff before you block it and stuff, or if it's going to be like super itchy. Because I bought like a men's Uniqlo. I guess it's not men's. It's like a unisex one. And people are like, oh, the fabric's quite itchy. And I'm like, I don't really get like irritations like that often. But like the more I wear it, the more it becomes apparent that it is quite itchy. But I do like the cardigan. It's cute. I need to expand my wardrobe to like other clothing. I already did like a purge earlier this year because I had like clothing from like when I was in high school, which like I don't really like the look of, but luckily a lot of the ones that I did wear in high school that had like more like sweaters and cardigans still fit me. Okay, let's put our lights in. Well, not our lights, I guess these circles, decorative shapes here. So a lot of this is actually on the darker side. There was a manga. My brain's like scattered right now. There is a manga. I need to see if I can find it again. But I think it's like Mushroom Witches. It sounds so cute. I think I read the first chapter and I do like it. So I want to find it again so that I can just read it. Because I do miss reading like some kind of series before I go to sleep, or like when I wake up, or like I have downtime. I dropped too many of my hobbies recently. Maybe that's why. Haven't done needle felting in a while. Haven't done like embroidery of any sorts in like a super long while. I was talking to my brother though, and I kind of want to make another 10 centimeter plush of Masaki and Kaisen again, except for I want to change their facial expressions to something else and maybe change the style a little bit, like the way I've embroidered their hair and stuff. Because as much as I love my two little derpy ones, I just want to take another stab at making another 10 centimeter plush. And I have the fabric for all of them, so like it would be easy to make. Because I would like to make my other OCs, but I don't have the fabric for them. And I don't know if like Maseki's hair color is too dark for Moriko's skin tone. I could play around with it, because technically then I would have her colors as well, because she has black hair basically. Whoops. Maybe I'll look into it. So we have this portion. Doesn't look too bad. There are supposed to be like flames coming out, but I don't know how to depict it per se, like behind him. I know I have like scribbled right here. I think it'll also be fun to do if I can do a bunch of these kinds of like drawings and stuff, make a monochromatic pencil doodle-ish kind of zine would be also fun to do, or like a little anthology-ish. Not an anthology, what do you want to call it? It's just like a collection of drawings, I guess. Or maybe I should keep like a digital sketchbook at some point so that I can do something similar to that and then compile everything into like one space and have like a physical copy. I think it would be neat to actually do that. I think after this, I know I said I was going to go to sleep. I want to do a little bit of research on what I want to do for some kind of crochet project that would be longer, like a temperature blanket. Or I'll look into like the snake. I need to find a place to buy the yarn too. So this is also dark. I'll make this on the lighter side. I believe this is the green, so this can be the gray. And then we have our darker color, which is kind of like our black or like a dark gray. Kind of like a stripe all the way up. Coin into our little tassel here. Gaming's he's so cute. I don't know, maybe it's just because he's more like that Genki type character, full of energy. He's just so adorable. And I kind of relate to his story. Kind of similar background to him. Cantonese boy. Okay, so I actually think this is actually pretty finished. So technically, I think this one was actually, if I check, I think it's like January 2nd. Yeah, January 2nd. So he's finally finished pretty much a whole year later. So that is all we're doing today, I think. So we have this one finished of like a little sketch, pencil sketch of Gaming. And then we have the little drawing of Anka, my OC, with the little belly buttons. We might do something to that one in the future if I feel like it. And then one just to kind of celebrate the new year. So Masaki and Kaisen. But hopefully you guys enjoyed today's little longer video, and hopefully 2025 treats you well. And I hope you finish all the projects you want to this year, or like new exciting things as well. I'm going to try my best to tackle as many projects I can this year. One, to keep myself busy, but two, I want to be motivated more, I guess, to do more art. This year was a little bit of a slump for me, and I feel like some of you guys could tell, but hopefully we'll get back into like the swing of things, like with full throttle. So I'll talk to you guys next time in the next video, and hopefully today wasn't too bad of a session, and it's hopefully an okay start to 2025, which I'll never get used to. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys next time in the next video. Bye!